to talk about love, intimacy, and sex. Tell me, what does love mean to you?
How much did you buy flowers?
Just give me money.
Yeah, how much did you buy the flowers? Give me the money. Somebody said buy land for me. Said, buy a goat. Let me do as.
Do you think it's wise for a poor man to marry a poor woman?
So for me personally, I don't think two broke people have business being together as man and wife. I know the thing about brokenness is that Kukuma people don't have work to do. Next, the children will start coming. Innocent children.
You won't even have money to buy condom and knack.
People that are aware that both of them are carriers of sickle cell and you say love, I will beat that love out. I will beat that love out of.
Do you think that polygamy is natural to men?
You've been in and out of the previous marriage before your current one. I'm interested to hear what led to the divorce.
Your choice of who you marry as a man.
If I'm going to see my girlfriend, I want to buy one big goat. Do you think it makes sense for a man to marry a woman and then tell the woman, sit at home, don't do anything, I'm going to provide? So, is there anything like unconditional love? I've heard about it, but it doesn't make sense to me. It has never made sense to me. Because even in the Bible, the love of God came with a condition.
You know, the issue of marrying up, marrying down is a big problem. One family can look like a meal ticket for another family. It's a matter of time. One of the spouses will become resentful.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to KaaTruths podcast. Today's episode will be deep, insightful, and impactful, as all questions are designed to extract frameworks, a counter-intuitive insights with tactical lessons that listeners can apply. The focus is not only on the couple's cute stories, but more on actionable psychology and system behind their success and survival. My guest today is a couple that I love and respect a lot, and I'll start with the gentleman, Mr. Sam Obafemi. He is the architect of community wealth, business ecosystem designer, behavioral strategist, community capitalist, executive leadership coach, popularly known as the Octopus. I'm sure you've met him a lot of time. A round of applause for him. In addition to that, he is the founder and the CEO of Seca Africa, a Pan-Africa enterprise committed to unlocking prosperity through community-led business system, emotional mastery, executive coaching, and scalable ecosystem. And his amiable wife, my one and only learned colleague, Dorothy. She's a legal practitioner of about 2 decades with a specialty in legislative drafting. She's a certified grief educator, trauma-informed care practitioner, certified emotional intelligence, and anger management. God, you need to save our lives, you know. Life coach and mental health first aider, trained in addiction handling, social psychiatry, adverse childhood experiences, and motivational interviewing with Seca Africa. And then she trained at Seca Africa. Okay, we get to know. That's not all. She's an author. Of course, she's an author of 3 amazing books. You need to get those books. We never knew it was the last time. We say their names and pebbles along my path. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the O's.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, haven't been put on a hot seat. We're going to talk about love, intimacy, and sex. So I'll start with you. Tell me, what does love mean to you? Is it a feeling, a choice, or an action?
Before you answer, I need to make this very clear. I need to make this very clear that I am particularly interested in this episode. As a single man that I am very, very much interested in this episode because, you see, I came ready to list down a lot of things. Because I think after this episode, I'm going to find my van. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, this episode is for Valentine. You see why I'm so excited? I feel like my breakthrough is by the corridor. Please.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Firstly, it's a good thing to be here, you know.
Thank you.
My wife and I. That's so good to be here again. Love. So is it a feeling? Is it action? Or is it what? What's the third one?
A choice.
A choice. Is all. Love is all. Because you cannot deny that you feel it. There are moments when you are grateful that you feel love for whom you're with. It's a choice because you could as well have felt that way and been with any other person. So there's a place where I choose this person. So love is a choice. And then, of course, the way to prove that you love is by your actions, you know, because they say your actions tell us your decision. It is in what you do towards the person, your actions and your behavior towards the person, and both they and the people around them and the people that matter to them, that demonstrates to them that you did not just choose them, you also want to love them. Now, the part of the feeling is that there are times when you don't feel like you love the person. There will be times like that. There are times when you're wondering, I know I want this person, I choose this person, but right, I'm not feeling lovable. Even to yourself, you're not in that headspace of feeling love. You know, a typical example would be times of crisis or challenges. There are times of pressure, times of, you know, right now, I need to get some things done. Workplace, community, other matters may come up. So that's where your action demonstrates your love. But love in itself is a feeling, a choice, and actions. These things work hand in hand, really. You can't pick one and leave the other.
Okay. Mrs. O, the one receiving the love. So tell me.
She's not receiving the love. They are sharing the love.
Okay. Yes, sir. The one sharing the love.
I know you don't understand these kind of things.
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
Please tell me, what does love mean to you?
To me, love is a lot of things.
Okay.
Love is safety. Love is authenticity. Love is choice, daily choosing of that person in spite of whatever comes up. Love is giving, love is sharing, love is vulnerability, love is sacrifice. So love to me is more than just saying, I love you. The saying is nice, but the showing is important. And most times people confuse, grand gestures as the showing, the buying of the flowers, the dating, as the showing. But like I said, vulnerability, it takes a lot for someone to come as they are. This is me. No pretense, no forming, no packaging. This is me as I am. What and all. So for me, love goes deeper than just saying I love you and grand gestures. It's a lot. Love is sacrifice. Love is being there and doing things or sacrificing for the person you love not when it's convenient alone, but especially when it's not convenient. When it's not looking like you're going to get anything back. So it's not okay, if I do this, this will come to me. So for me, that is what love means.
Awesome. So I'm going to take you from that answer. I don't know if you've read this book by Gary Chapman, where he listed 5 love languages.
Yeah.
Do you believe in those 5, or do you think there are more love languages? And do you think it's applicable to Africans in Nigeria?
So I've read the book.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in those 5 love languages. I also believe there are many, many more that maybe were not captured. So I feel that those 5 love languages are just like the broad headings for the love languages. But you find that other things that fall into it, I've seen where someone wrote, I can't remember if it was a tweet or so, where they said, money is my love language.
Money.
Yes, money is my love language. Like, I don't know what people are talking about. Words of affirmation. Money. Give me money and we're good.
Plenty money.
Plenty, thank you. Plenty money. But the kind of money that even you know that's so. But I also feel that can fall under one of the 5.
Yeah, gifts.
Yes,
receiving and giving gifts.
Giving and all that. So, what was the other thing you asked?
If it's applicable to Africans.
Yes, it is. I'm an African. It is. It's applicable. The thing is, like I said, people feel that it has to be one very grand ribbon on Rolls Royce, driving in, gathering all your friends, money bouquet, sending you on vacation, those big, which in themselves are good, those gestures. But then again, it could be in the little things. It could be in the, sensing your mood, where you are per time, and just stepping in. It seems you had a stressful day, and after a stressful day, you usually prefer to eat salads. And the person you're with, your lover, just goes out of the way and gets salad for you without having to make it a big deal. So it's in the little things also. I know she loves this song or this particular type of song, and I'll just record it or do a playlist for her. So it is applicable. It mustn't be, because I know a lot of people in Africa like, I really don't want flowers. Like, what am I going to do with flowers?
Just give me money.
Yeah, how much did you buy the flowers? Give me the money. Somebody said buy land for me. So buy a goat. Let me do as soon. Like, just do the African way. So for some people, chocolates, flowers,
diabetes,
movies. Thank you. And we're being fit family or buying chocolate. So that's why a lot of people feel that those love languages don't apply to Africans. But then again, we can bring it down to doing it our own way. It does not have to be the way the white people.
So this Valentine, thank you for giving me a clue of what to do this Valentine. This Valentine, if I'm going to see my girlfriend, I want to buy one big goat. No flour, no chocolates.
No, but it depends.
Yeah,
I pity your girlfriend, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to buy
flowers. I like flowers.
I think my girlfriend.
Love chocolate.
I think my girlfriend will like he-goat.
Exactly. So if she will like he-goat, even if it's snail, peppered snail, she likes it.
Because I'm going to find her a day before the Valentine Day.
Okay.
So we'll buy he-goat. I'll use for our song and Suya. But I want to ask you, Doc, what would you advise a single man like me to marry for? Love or partnership? I'll make it clearer for you. Oftentimes, when we talk to our parents and some of our friends, they say, marry who you love. As long as she loves you and you love her, go ahead and marry her. Go ahead and marry him. But now I want to know, is love enough? Or I should look beyond just the feelings and marry someone that can contribute to my life, someone that I can build with. Of course, I can always lean to love such a person. So which would you advise a single man like me to do?
So men thrive where they are enabled. Men are enabled. We may feel that I'm a guy, I'm driven, I have it all sorted. There's this perception that men know where they're going. It may not be wrong, but it's not absolutely correct. Men also, they'll say women are flowers, you tend them. Men also are flowers. And men need enabling. The woman you are with is a single predictor of whether you would flourish. And the thing is that as you get married from a young age, over time, you're actually unveiling. Even you are unraveling over time. And you need to be with a woman who is able to enable as you unravel. You guys are unraveling together. So is love something to look out for? It's difficult to call love something. Like Mrs. O said, it's difficult to place love in one box and say this is how love is. But if I had to, because ordinarily I wouldn't want to say this or that. But if I had to, I'll say a man that seeks to settle down and marry should find someone who can enable him. Someone who speaks to your subconscious. Someone who allows for you to fly. Someone who understands that I trust his judgment and I know he knows where he's going and prays with you, evolves with you, enables you to take on the world. Because the thing about marriage is that it comes with a huge responsibility of all sorts and many things you can't predict. You can't predict your career trajectory. You can't predict your children's trajectories themselves. You can't predict the trajectory of family life. So the man has to be stable. The man has to be solid. The man has to have strong character sets because you get a lot of distractions. The man has to respect his wife's voice enough to know that even though my head is saying go here, my wife has the sixth sense that I should listen to. So you see, it goes beyond love, to be honest. It goes beyond I am in love with her, I will die for her, anything she says, I will do it. There's a lot that goes into this conversation. And a man has to be humble enough to know that if I marry a woman, I must partner with her to trust her voice. Because like my university lecturer used to say, if you see a poor man, he has not been listening to his wife. And it's something I have seen time and again with many men, myself inclusive. You and your wife will sit down and discuss conversations. In fact, in the heat of issues, you see, that's why I agree when Mrs. O talks about vulnerability. When a man is vulnerable with his woman, there's just this uncanny sense they have to tell you something. You may not even understand it at that time, but if you discard it, you will come back to that conversation over time. You just realize that, you get what this woman talk where I no take. Somehow you will be back to that table to say, I should have listened to this thing. So relationship in marriage is a lot of complexity, but the man has to be humble to know that I have to trust the woman I have chosen to be with. I have to evolve with her. And prayerfully, I hope you're able to find the woman that trusts that you know what you're doing. One of the things that makes men shrink is when the voice of your wife looks like, I don't know if you know what you're doing. That constant second guessing what you're doing is a subconscious thing. At some point, you just begin to think that maybe I'm not really accurate. And it tells in your decision set, a lot of things go wrong. And that's where now the tension happens in the marriage. Because at some point, the manly ego will now look like, you know what, I will do it my way. If I fail, I fail. Nothing will happen. Nothing concern me. They just realize they set a series of bad decisions. So it's a deep conversation. And men just need to recognize that it's good to adore your wife. It's good to love your wife because women thrive on being loved, being shown love, being tended to, and being catered to. But while you're doing that, you must also build capacity to, be discerning, to listen to your wife's voice be vulnerable with her. And if you choose to marry a woman, just come straight up, like nothing to hide. Sometimes we're watching some series on Netflix and we'll be saying, why this man not telling wife? Because we've come to the point where there are many examples in the world today. Even a man that will do evil, we sit his wife and conceive the evil, it will work. So you see that this agreement between man and wife is not a function of we are doing a good thing. It's just the fact that me and you don't agree, it will work. So this is it's not a surface conversation at all. So you see this love thing is not a straight playing, because that in itself is love. The fact that me and my wife are on the same page, when I get issues, I come to her. When she tells me something, I dissect it and digest it and move with it. I'm vulnerable with her. She speaks to me. She charges the man in me. That in itself is love. That cannot be defined in one
sentence. Yeah.
So, to you, Mrs. O, is there anything like unconditional love? I've heard about it, but it doesn't make sense to me. It has never made sense to me. Even when pastors talk about unconditional love, it doesn't still make sense to me. Because even in the Bible, the love of God came with a condition. So I want to know, you are an expert in this field. Mrs. O, you are. Is it anything like that?
Okay, so before you go to the God part, I wanted to say that honestly, I believe that it's only God's love for us that is unconditional. Then you now said there are conditions. So I don't know how to say that. Some people will say, oh, the love between a mother and a child is unconditional. And I tell people, yeah. I'm a mother. So while you will love that child, so let me even use mother and child first before I come to partners, spouses. The mother and a child, you will love that child because you brought that child to the world. You have, that child is part of you and everything, that bonding. So the love between a mother and child is said to be unconditional. But then again, when a mother has 2 children, then there's this peaceful, no stress, no they disturbing mama, very obedient one. Then there's the one that's
gangster.
The mother's inner gangster. Like that button, I will leave my hand on it and push it to the max. She doesn't stop loving the 2 of them. But there is a way she responds to this one that doesn't stress her. Because who doesn't like peace? Who doesn't want a stress-free life? So it doesn't mean she doesn't love that. In short, most people will say, you love this other one that used to trouble you more. Why? Because that's where she focuses her attention, because she's trying to arrange that one, so to say. I don't know which human that will be honest with themselves and say that they love unconditionally. So sometimes or most times we love people, we'll say in spite of, despite, irrespective, but sometimes it's the way they make us feel.
Yeah.
It's the way they make us see ourselves. It's the way they empower us. It's the way they boost our confidence. It's the way they give us peace that makes us love them that hard. So while it's not tied to a condition, I will love him if he does this. But because he does it, and I like that feeling, or who I am when I'm with him, I will love him unconditionally.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Is it conditional?
It's still conditional.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's conditional. And I like the fact that you're blunt and sincere about it. A lot of people say, I don't know why I love him. I don't know why I love her. I've often said that instead of us using the word love all the time, I love him, why don't we just say, he interests me?
Okay.
Another one.
Because love is so complex that we don't even know what it means any longer. If I love you, it's probably just like you rightly said, probably because you're beautiful, because you speak very well, because you're hardworking, because you give me peace, because you bring the best out of me.
Yeah.
So it's attached to something.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, if that thing that drew me to you, if it's no longer there, the feeling will die.
True.
So if you give me peace, if I'm your husband and you make me feel peaceful, and tomorrow you start making the house hell for me, what do you think I will do? I will run away now.
The
I say, no, this is not you.
Yes.
Can you go back to the old you?
Yes.
If you can't go back to the old you, I will find
Which
my
takes
way.
us back to the question you asked earlier about love being a feeling, a choice, or actions. This is where the choice part comes in. Because in neuroscience, we would say you love people for what you get from them, primarily.
As simple as that.
You love people for what you get from them. And it can be intangible. It can just be this feeling of, I like how I feel around this person. That works. Now, when that condition in this context dies or stops being available, that's where your choice comes in.
Yeah.
I know this person. What I was getting from this person seems to not be available, but I want to be with this person for this other reason. That's where choice comes in. Because if we don't look at it that way, which is how it is naturally, how it is that there's always a reason why you are loving someone. And if one reason is not there, another reason most likely is available for you to make a choice on. Otherwise, you just find that people have moving feelings.
Yes.
And you will feel, like I said earlier, you always feel unlovable at some point. Even yourself, you get time where you get tired for yourself. But you just know that I have to focus. Let me use an example. As a businessman, there are times you are wondering, why can't one sugar somebody just give me some money? Let me just relax and not be hustling this hard. At that moment, you're not feeling the game and you're not feeling yourself. But when you look at what needs to happen, what needs to be sorted, where you want to go with what you have in your mind's eye, you will create the ginger and say, let's move forward. The same thing applies with love. When you choose a person, and if in this context, we're speaking about romantic relationships, whether in or out of marriage, when you choose to be with a person, there will be seasons and times when the feeling of love will not make sense.
Yeah. Very.
But you will always revisit why I choose this person, because this person, a typical example, in my own home, being with Mrs. O, one of the major catalysts for me is the freedom I get. And when I say freedom, is the fact that I am me. I don't need to present myself in any way. I don't need to be careful how I drop a conversation or make a demand or ask anything. Or I don't freaking need to do anything. And sometimes there are voices in my head from the judgments I've got from the past, the projections, all the bad projecting and all the traumas. And sometimes and I'm like, no. And when I present it, she's wondering, why are you so uptight? Like, this did not be issue. And I'm like, wow. So they can be a human being like this. There can actually be a woman that is not dramatic in this life.
It's no longer available in this generation. But this is in trouble. This generation.
So what that means is, even when I'm not in that lovey-dovey, mushy state, I have a person with whom I can just sit down, just be. You know, they say reckless abandon. I can just be.
It's just you.
Do you get?
I feel like you're just with your better half.
I mean, so these things are very deep conversations around love that people need to understand that when the feeling is not there, choice
comes in.
shows up.
Commitment.
So now let's take it up from the matter of choice. You know, let's talk briefly about polygamy, because if you've chosen someone, expectedly you should just stick to that person and not just move about. So I want to ask, do you think that polygamy is natural to men?
So the thing around polygamy, the thing is that, one, I think polygamy, now I don't know the English equivalent of the female side, but I know that polyandry, and now there are so many poly stuff. But like I said, the propensity for a man to be polygamous is there, is possible. But then there are now contexts. One, the convenience of it. Because if you look at the byproduct of polygamy, you would ask yourself if it's really worth this stress. Now this is me speaking for myself. If there was ever a time I would have imagined being a polygamous man, I would ask myself, the one marriage where I get with one woman and 4 children, don't manage them. Where you go on add other women to the conversation in terms of marriage. So that's one side to it. Another side to it is, I think that maybe the African context to polygamy is why we make it look like it is meant to be a norm.
Okay.
Because I think there is this credence we have. Last week I read a post by Kunle Afolayan, and he was saying that he comes from a polygamous home, and he has decided after his divorce, he's divorced, he's going to explore polygamy because the dynamics of a polygamous home is how he has found himself doing the kind of things that he does in the movie industry, and it has paid off. I can't relate. I have never lived in a polygamous setting. So again, my limited exposure to that space does not even give me enough data to talk about that space. But when it comes to polygamy, my frank truth is that it's not convenient. That's my position. It's not even a function of Christianity or faith. It's just from the standpoint of, I don't have the bandwidth for that. So that's my take. But if it comes to whether it is doable, I think that the average human, and I don't think it's limited to men, I think the average human has the capacity to want to be with many people. That's my take. In terms of, can we do it? People can do it, but will you want to do it? Then that's where you now start asking yourself, your value system, your capacity for it. And I feel that some people really thrive on polygamy. I want to believe so, because when you see how the traditionalists go about it, it looks like if you are not polygamous, there are levels you can't attain, because it looks like some of them are ranking. I remember when we watched 7 Doors, and you could tell that the man was not interested in having multiple wives. But because he now found himself being a traditional leader, he needed to go that route. So from a personal standpoint, that's like the word you use, bandwidth, that headspace to add on, I think, is avoidable stress. Then another component to that is, I'm very particular about parenting. I'm very particular. In fact, my marriage to Mrs. O is one of the opportunities I've had to relearn parenting, because I come from a school of thought of tough love, tough, strict, parenting. And with Mrs. O, I'm learning how not necessarily now tone down the tough love, but give room, increase the threshold of allowing these kids also emerge. So imagine that I have a very intimate relationship with my 4 children, and then I now go the route of polygamy. That means just do the multiplicity. And maybe you are now going to have 2-3 times this number of children. Maybe you're talking 8, 12, 16. I don't know how I'm going to process that. I'm very particular about how the children feel about me, how they know me as a person. I'm very particular about that personal relationship. So polygamy for me, again, my school of thought is like a no-no, because I think it just creates a lot of problems. I've seen situations where children come from homes where they are not answerable to anybody. They're not accountable to anybody. They're not answerable to anybody, which is why we're having a lot of problems, in my opinion, in the society today. So I think this for me is my angle of looking at polygamy. It's not a function of I don't see it that way. Anybody can have multiple spouses, but I'm looking at it from what exactly is the motivation for that, and why would what will make somebody really go that route? Because I'm looking at it like, hi, the wahala is too much. I've been married before, divorced, remarried. I know the transition and the stress of that alone. Having a former wife and now having in a marriage now. I know the stress of managing a former relationship of marriage, which is not even a function of polygamy in this context. So I'm not polygamous, but I had a marriage and it's stressing me. It has a stress element. So now imagine you have multiple wives. I don't see the sense in that personally. And of course, with all due respect to polygamous people, it's not like you're doing anything wrong. I just personally think that, man, that's a different level of grace, if you want to call it grace.
Maybe you're not just the
Wired
real
for
Africa,
that.
not the real African man. You're not the real African man. I know a real African man on this table. Because he has said he's gonna marry 16 wives. So please tell us, what's your opinion about polygamy?
I'm going to marry like 15, but first of all, I have to find one first. It has taken me so many years
to
find one, and I've not been able to. And imagine how long it's going to take me to find 15.
You're on a long journey.
You see that this thing is not probably going to be possible. But I like how you brought in the parenting part to the discussion about polygamy. People often forget that part. And I think when we were speaking, it just hit me. I said, truly, this is the reason why people, whether you're African or not, should not entertain polygamy. Because there is no way you'll be married to multiple wives and still be present in the life of your children, of all of your children.
Yes.
It's not possible. So marrying these multiple wives is not even a problem. But will you be able to handle what comes from it? It's not the wives, the children. Will you be able to give them proper parenting?
Honestly,
it's not possible. So you can marry someone who've heard people who say, let me marry, or marry someone, keep one in Uganda, keep one in America, keep one in different countries, just make enough money to do that. Fine, you can do it with money. But let's assume they have two children each, three children each. Will you be able to be present in their lives and give them the good parenting that they need? And the answer is no.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to take it up from that. Back to you, Mrs. O. Now from this polygamy conversation, it's obvious that most men that indulge in polygamy choose themselves over the outcome of the act itself as it relates to children, for instance. So I'm going to ask you, what is the most damaging common parenting trend you've seen today that breaks your heart?
I think for me, it's the fact that right now the children are our friends. So we're not so much the parents. We want to be friends with our children. It's the trending thing now. So the children get to tell us how they want us to parent them. We don't parent them because we're the parents anymore. We parent them we parent them how they want to be parented. They don't want us hard on them. They don't want us disciplining them. They don't want us telling them what to do. And then we see it as we're friends. Me and my daughter, me and my child, we're friends. She tells me everything, which is good in itself. But there are times that because you are the parent, because you have been there are things and mistakes and pitfalls that you experienced or you saw or you heard about, people shared with you, and this part 3, they go like this, you go end up like this. You're trying to bring the child back, and then the child rebels. And then once the child rebels, we back off. Like, I don't want her to hate me. A lot of, we're Africans. We did not tell our parents, I hate you. Like, how do we go?
Actually,
we wondered if they were our parents.
Yes, in our hearts. I know how many times I asked, am I sure this woman is my mother? Maybe they took me from one family. They just didn't tell me. Because there were some treatments that I felt were unfair. I'm an only girl. So there were a lot of things that I just felt, you cannot born Pekin and be doing this to the child. But they did it anyway. And we turned out well. A lot of people will say, oh, when we say we turned out well, it's a trauma response. We did not. Yes, I've heard it. A lot of, parenting platforms will say that we say we turned out well, but it's a trauma response. We did not turn out well. We just, we learned how to cope with. So they term it abuse. They term it all sorts of names. And because of those things, we're now churning out children that we are afraid. It's not that we cannot talk to them. We are afraid to talk to them. We are afraid to show them the right path. We're afraid to be the parents because we just feel that, they'll hate me. They'll say I don't love them. They will have trauma. They will have
mental issue.
My dear, there's one this thing they used to use like that. I'm like, hey, Mrs. Dachi, oh God. That's my mom, by the way. So for me, I feel that that's one trend that breaks my heart. The fact that you have a child and I cannot correct your child. You take offense. Now, community, in short, you would rather they beat you outside and they don't come back to your house and report to when we were growing up. Yeah. Let them beat you there. Let them tell you what they want to tell you. Let them not just bring you. Because if they bring you back home, you have disgraced the family name. They don't even want to know what you did. You have disgraced the family name. Every uncle that comes to the house, every auntie that comes to the house say, can you imagine? This is what Dorothy did. They had to bring her from outside. Like it's, but now schools cannot discipline your child. Your siblings cannot discipline your child. We take offense. Like, why will you beat my child? Why would you scold my child? Why would you tell my child that her dressing is not appropriate? Distant, I'm the mother. I know what I'm doing. But when we're growing up, it was a community effort. Yeah. And honestly, that community effort helped. It paid off. Because that way, we were always conscious of acting. Yes, right. We didn't need our parents to be there. We just did. Let them not go and carry on story back home. So no matter where we were, even if we did not think, I schooled in ABU. I live in Jos. I went to ABU and it was as if I was living in that community because you will know who knows you and who knows your parents and who will deal with you first before reporting it to your parents. So for me, I feel that trend is heartbreaking, honestly.
Okay.
You know, while she was speaking, sorry.
Yeah.
I wanted to start clapping for her.
Then you might as well clap.
This is very deep.
Yeah.
Very, very deep. Especially the part where you said that the current trend now is parents want to become friends with their children and parents not parent their children because based on how the children want them to parent them. And the community parenting. You see, there's a reason why our fathers raised better children than we're doing currently. That community parenting. Before, just like you said, if you go where would they play football, mess up, you go see one man somewhere draw your ear.
Hold it to your house.
They say you want your father never did this thing you're doing. I know your mother did not teach you this one. You'll be begging, brother, don't report me to my
Just beat me here.
Just beat me here.
Don't take me home.
But now, in fact, schools no longer discipline children because they don't want to fall in trouble.
Yeah, with parents.
Yes, with parents.
I'm telling you, siblings, like you disciplining your siblings' children.
It's a problem.
Your nephews and your nieces. and then your brother or your sister is frowning, like, how can you just come and start?
Kai, how did we get?
I don't know how. I don't know how to say. Honestly.
Thank you for this. Thank you. I just hope that parents who are going to be watching this video will learn one or two things from it.
Yeah.
Very, very important. We can't keep seeing we are not more exposed, more enlightened, 21st century, blah, blah, blah. And we're grooming very chaotic, disorderly children all around. Doesn't make sense. Thank you so much for that.
So I'm going to come to you, Mr. O. So, and we're still talking about parenting because it's something that is really, really worrisome. I mean, we see the kind of generations we're breeding and we're asking what will happen next. So some days ago, I saw it puts on your status. Yeah, where we talked about, the kind of generations we have now as a result of poor parenting. So I'm going to ask you, what core values or operating systems are you intentionally, trying to install in your children? And now when I talk about your children, I mean your children.
Yes.
Both of you.
Yes.
Coming from different parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, firstly, in our house, we have a creed. We say, this family, this is who we are. And fortunately, my wife and I have shared values that are very strong. For example, we don't believe in perfection. We believe in authenticity. Just be you. We try our best to make sure our kids just be you. You don't need to try to be someone else. Authenticity is very key for us. We have evolved ourselves over time. She was widowed. I divorced. Over time, we've seen how, what else is in this life. Let's just do it right. Let's just be us. So authenticity is very key for us as we communicate with our children. Number 2, my wife and I givers to a large extent. And I think it's one thing our kids have seen. We don't even tell them. They've seen that our parents love to extend their hands and support, people. That has been very key. Some other key values, resilience, the ability to stay in power, really. I remember sometimes the kids are trying to do some tasks and my wife and I will be saying, they will sort it. Like, let them find a way. My wife likes using that word a lot. She'll say, let them find their way around it. I used to be the one that would want to enter teaching mode straight. Like, I want to teach you, do this, do that, do that. From her, I started learning that, yes, while I like to teach, let them even figure it out. I learned that from my wife. Let it not be that they are now doing your programming. Because I'm the one that calls family meeting. I meet with the children like, if you see stay for ground, I'll say, everybody gather, this stay, but with my wife, I'm learning that, what? Let them even figure out how to upkeeping, homekeeping, let them figure it out themselves. And then when they're going off, we can also, okay, guys, look at how to look at it. You get? And then another core value we're teaching them is watching out for yourselves. That's one thing we have constantly taught them. You guys are siblings. Watch out for yourself. Look out for yourselves. Sometimes they meet, maybe when we go visiting, they're not all in the same school. So maybe sometimes we're doing visiting day and any of them is at home, we go. And how they'll just be looking at each other. We're like, you're not greeting yourself. What's going on? You guys are forming, we're strangers to each other. So some of those things are some of the core values that we've tried to introduce to them, but more importantly for me is the fact that my wife and I always say, we don't want to have children who become adults and are dependent on us. We want you to be able to become an adult and take care of yourself. So as I speak with you, for example, the kids have their piggy banks and they save. And now they see that their parents are buying stocks and they're using their money to buy stocks and they are very excited. So they are now learning that, okay, it's not just saving. I can move from savings to investment. Those are things we're happy to teach them. When we're doing, some of our kids were writing, one of our kids writing JAMB and WAEC, for example, and the other two are just after JSS 3, and we're sitting down to know, okay, what are your interests and flares? What are the kind of possibilities or courses you want to do? We want you to evolve into knowing these things by getting information, because we want you to be able to be decisive about where you are going. So all our training and sessions and talk and bonding with our children is aimed at, by God's grace, someday you guys will become adults. You should be able to live a functional life and take care of yourself, and not be then depending on your mom and dad for very basic life skills. So everything we're doing is targeted at that in our home.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. We're going to just ask more 3 questions and we wrap it up because of this whole light issue. All right. So I'm going to ask you one of the questions that is important for me as a single man.
This singleness have to end this year.
It's a single man. Very important. But before then, you've been in and out of a previous marriage before your current one. I'm interested to hear what led to the divorce. Please share with us so that we single men we can we can know what and what to do and what not to do.
We need a pastor to deliver.
Oh goodness. So the first thing I'll say is that when you are at the point of choosing whom you want to marry as a man, it's very important for you to be aware what your choices are. It's good for you to choose whom you want to marry and not choose because it will make peace, and not choose because someone else I adore or I admire or I respect likes this person. So I'm liking this person because of them. Your choice of who you marry as a man must be you choosing the person. And the choosing of that person is not a function of I found a perfect person. In fact, there's something my wife shared with me, just very recently, where the man was saying, when you find someone with whom you can do nothing, like there doesn't have to be some grand target, goal, activity that I'm always, for example, somebody can say, I married this lady because we're both in choir, we sing together, so it makes me like her. Or we're both trainers, I'm a trainer, I'm a business person. This person understands business, that's why I want to marry her. These things can be very tricky. So the point I'm making is, in choosing your spouse as a man, first, even know yourself. You must take a journey of understanding what you represent, who you are, what you want for yourself, where you are going, irrespective of whether I find a good woman or I don't find a good woman. Where am I really going? So that she becomes a major complement on that journey. I think that some mistakes I made, was the fact that I made my previous choice out of sentiment. She is the first person that comes from our place, my village, per se. And to my mom, it was like, perfect. My first son is marrying from home. And that sentiment was significant because, again, I felt like, it's not a bad idea. I didn't think I wanted it, but if she wants it, what does it matter? And I think the perception, the reality of what marriage is, I'm not sure many young people know it. The gravity of what marriage is. Maybe we see that girlfriend, boyfriend that I can choose to break up anytime I want. I think that's what we think marriage is. We don't see marriage as that journey of 50 years, 60 years, 70 years that you are living with the same person every day, having children, having sacrifices, the days of sickness, the days of wealth, the days of brokenness, like is a journey. I don't think we have that context properly clear in our head. So we're not able to choose a woman that I will sit down and ask myself, when I'm 80 years, God keeps me alive and this woman is alive, is she the kind of person I want to live every day for the next 60 years with? I'm not sure that context is properly painted. So these were the issues I had. And what led to most of the issues were the ideological differences. So I am more of the dig deep, open-minded, spontaneous, grow. When I find an argument that is superior, I defer to it. Like I'm constantly moving. Unfortunately, I found myself someone who was more of traditional and conservative, who felt, no, this is the pillar. You know how, don't move how does the Bible put it? The old pillars, or there's a way the scripture puts it, I can't remember now. That's her kind of personality, which in itself is not bad if she found her type. So most of the conflicts that happened was, I don't know where you're going. I don't know what you're doing. And, several times attempting to, this is the direction. Because they will say, oh, why didn't you train her? Why didn't you invest in her? Why didn't you push her? And after all those back and forths, it just wasn't working. So these were the fundamental issues, ideological clashes and differences, and the ability to either move forward or not move forward. Those were the real issues. And I think for me, it's after I even left the marriage that I now understood the implication of the voice in my head. Her voice in my head. I didn't know that part while I was in the marriage. Maybe I was just winging it. But in retrospect, having to constantly debate your decision, argue your decision, convince on why it's a way forward, and having to demonstrate that I know what I'm doing. I'm not a child. Having to constantly say, no, I know what I'm saying. I'm trying to so that is a difficult place to be. I don't think that it's fair for any two people who are not in the same frequency to marry. So when the Bible says, can two work together unless they agree, it's not a rhetoric. It's not a motivational statement. The man has to sit down with his woman that he wants to marry, and they will both know that they are on the same frequency. This thing no be play. And it can be vice versa. The woman too can be such a progressive-minded person, and the man is just stuck on, this is how I want it to be. I'm the man in the house. It has to be like this. And the man one day will find her courage and say, this place is not meant for me. Because the thing about marriage, I am very pro-divorce. I'm not the type that will say, divorce, don't divorce, but I'm not the type that is flippant about divorce. But I know that there are subtle, quiet issues that will lead to divorce. Whether you agree or not, it will happen. And most times, children are now the byproduct of a bad marriage that we are patching. Because, I don't want to leave this marriage, let people not say, let my parents not. I know what my parents went through when I left my marriage. It was very heartbreaking. They struggled. My mom suffered. It was very difficult for her to come to terms with the fact that he left. But I'm happy that today everybody is now saying, okay, it was not really a bad idea after all. Thank God everybody is now thriving. But I know what it was a do or die matter for me then. I was like, if this is the end of this thing they call career and whatever it is, so be it. So I'm saying a lot of things. But one thing I have to be very clear, for a young person that is unmarried, you don't know what God has done for you, because you have a room to sit down with yourself. Now you go sit down with yourself, tell yourself, if I no marry, is it better off than marrying wrong? And what does it really mean to marry right? Which woman will complement this journey that I've seen for myself as I dey go so? Because you can choose a woman of today that does not match your 5 years plan, that may not match your 10 years plan, but now you know where you dey go. And you're responsible to lead her with you. You're not supposed to own her. You're not supposed to oppress her, but your direction is something she should be happy to follow you with. And guess what? The way she's evolving should complement where you're going. Because you're going to, it's cross-pollination. You cannot be living with somebody and you're not really influencing each other. So imagine being influenced by somebody that is not speaking your language. Somewhere there will be a break. Is either she will break or you will break. Somebody will break. In fact, the thing about divorce is that both of you will break. Because I can tell you for a fact, being divorced broke me was a very difficult patch on its own. But you'll be asking yourself, why was this not avoidable? Really? If you sat with yourself and said, this is the direction I'm going. These are the kind of things I want for myself. What does this person come with that we can look at each other and say we can influence each other? Which is why one of the things that happened with me and Mrs. O when we met, we always had what we called hard talk. There was no topic that was a no-go area. Every topic we brought it, like, it wasn't like we had a meeting and said, hey, today we're talking about this. It was from the gist, but we did not have a no-go area. Any conversation that came up, we went there. So we asked tough, hard questions that ordinarily I wouldn't want to have. And it wasn't a conversation where, okay, now I have something I can use against you. We're very liberal with the conversation. We're very open with the conversation. And that helped us to even understand that, okay, we actually have a lot of shared values. One last point I will make on this, equality of families. You know, this issue of marrying up, marrying down is a big problem. When you don't know or you are not vast enough to understand how equal the families are, it will create a lot of issues. One family can look like a meal ticket for another family. It's a matter of time. One of the spouses will become resentful. Is either the one that is bleeding too much to be a savior to your family, or the one that is, they don't feel you're doing enough and they feel like you have this money, you're not taking care of us. Equality of family is very key in marriage. The two families coming together have to find a way to, I don't know how to put this, but there should be not such that one is here. They are now the elite marrying from one poor family. Because either way, there'll also be a problem. So, you see this issue we talked about polygamy is a serious conversation to have. Am I marrying into a polygamous setting? What are the chances for me? Equality of family is very key. You can't marry outside so when in the scripture they talk about marrying from your tribe, it may not necessarily mean your dialect. It may mean the fact that you must marry people that look like you, behave like you. There is a convergence of value system. So when I met Mrs. O, that was one of the key things that stood out for me. Her intimacy with her siblings made sense to me because I have that. The closeness of the family and the size made a lot of sense to me because we had that. The way our parents parented us and the way, so everything just looked like, hey,
more like it.
There's a lot more of, these things look alike. So it didn't look like I was shifting cultures. It didn't look like I was unlearning a culture to learn a new culture. And it's telling in how our parents are relating today. It's telling in how our parents and we are, so like, it doesn't even look like a new family came into the picture. It's just like we've known each other for forever. So these are the unsaid things that go into deciding for marriage, because marriage is a different ball game.
You know, thank you for this answer. I'm going to ask you. I don't know why we're having power issue today, but I think we're going to have this conversation again when we're all relaxed and seated, because there are so many other questions I would have loved to ask you. But Mrs. O, the question I want to ask you is from what he said, you know, what he concluded with, the balance in families. So I want to ask, do you think it's wise for a poor man to marry a poor woman? Two broke people. Do you think it's advisable for two broke people to fall in love?
I was about to ask, is it poor in spirit? I don't understand poor man and poor woman. So is it advisable?
Because I've heard, hey, just marry, you know, maybe it's marriage that God is waiting for. God wants to use marriage and bless you, blah, blah, blah.
Marriage
You people can just...
Marriage is a blessing.
Yes, marriage is a blessing.
Chai. Hey. I don't know how to answer this one, but I'll try. Okay, so I don't know about two broke people. Broke in the sense of what? They're not working.
Money.
They
don't have money. They are poor.
They are poor.
Two poor people that can't even feed themselves properly. And they say they are falling.
No, they have no business getting married. They have no business. What are you getting married for? You know that, I don't know, is it a song or saying? No romance without finance. No romance without finance. You know, we laughed about it because it now seemed like we that were singing it were materialistic. We just wanted money. But the truth, you see, when we were talking about what love is, one thing I know that I tell a lot of young people, especially young women, I tell them, marry your friend. I say, you see this love that you're professing. One day that love will vex you. It will annoy you. Because what is it? What love?
And because I love you.
Yeah, I go chop.
You dey crazy.
What do you mean? We've not eaten since morning. You're telling me I love you. What am I doing with that I love you? Will I carry it to the market? Are they going to give me food stuff in exchange for that? So I tell people, marry your friend. So that for those days where that love, they had, you to summon it from the bottom of your belly, they had, that friendship go hold una. Una go drink that gari without sugar. And they no go hear una for outside because you're friends. And you can laugh about it. And not make it seem like, see, and I was in my father's house, I was eating chicken a la carte. Now you're giving me gari. But we'll laugh about it like, this life, this thing just reminds me. Do you understand? And then we move on as one. Because truly, that statement of the two cannot work together unless they agree. If you do not agree, so my dear, you cannot agree in brokenness. So
Two cannot work together except there is food inside stomach.
Where are you working to? With which energy? Honestly, so for me, if both of you are not ready, because marriage is a lot of work and you need money for it to work. Let's not lie. We can face it on no matter how we want to face it, we can face it, but you need money for it to work. So if both of you are broke and it doesn't seem like anybody is shifting in the going up way, let's keep the love aside first. Let's go and even see what we can do
with the brokenness.
By ourselves. Yes, because sometimes
very important.
You need to hit rock bottom. So it's when you on your own, you hit that rock bottom, you say, no. Even if not cost me, I go break that cost. Then you chat away for it. But it's like people that are aware that both of them are carriers of sickle cell and you say love, I will beat that love out of you. I will beat that love out of you.
Love conquers all. Conquers all.
Let's be realistic about some things. Honestly, let's be realistic about some things. So for me personally, I don't think two broke people have business being together as man and wife. People can be dating brokely. At least you both of you used to go back to your father's house or wherever you're coming from. But then you're coming together. I know the thing about brokenness is that Kukuma people don't have work to do. Next thing children will start coming.
That's and then they get children first.
Then they born children past. You not come and be borning children. Innocent children.
You won't even have money to buy condom and knack. You will not be producing children that come and suffer.
Producing children that will suffer. Innocent children that didn't ask to be brought into this world.
Oh my God.
At the end of the day, it will become problem for society.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for me, that's my own.
This is your response. I don't know if it's breaking my heart. Okay, so now from what you said, so this question is for both of you. I will want your respective views, okay? So, I know both of you, and I know you're both high flyers. So I want to ask, how do you support each other's individual goals, careers, and passion without creating this competition or neglect?
So I don't eye you myself.
So the word competition is so odd. It's very strange, to even mention when it has to do with us. Very strange. From the very moment I met Mrs. O, even when we weren't really dating, she was very supportive of my work. Very, very supportive. comes for any classes we hold, try to support the team, ask how she can be helpful. She's always been like that by default. On the other side, I've been very protective of her from day one. Like the day I met her, she bought a book off Instagram that I wrote. And when the date that was autographed on the book was the day her husband died. We didn't know each other. So she sent me a message and said, coincidentally, the date you signed this book is the day I lost my husband. I was like, oh, wow. I'd like to meet you. And then that was how she came to our class, emotional intelligence class. And that was where the friendship started from. And by default, I just became protective of her. So now, so the part of supporting each other's work, I think it's just by default. Like today, for example, she runs her monthly Grief Unfiltered series.
Yeah.
I keep the Octopus brand aside. I'm welcoming guests, getting them to sign the attendance form. Like I'm at that event, I'm administrator for her. And it doesn't matter what my brand is, what my work is. Flip the script. If I'm holding any event or if I have any class or if my company is doing anything, she's with the team. Like, so I think it's it's not something we even sat down to ever plan how you will support me, how you will support her. It's just by default. Like, I'm the tech savvy one. My background is tech. So things that have to do with social media, emailing system, funnel, by default is my call. I just open my laptop, get it sorted. I know what her brand should be doing and how to make it efficient. I just bring my skill to bear and I do it. It's not a function of, I want you to help me and we're looking for who to do it. So the areas she's strong, she steps in. The areas I'm strong, I step in. We don't even think it. We just kick into action, basically. So your question is a very good question because I think it just brings context to what we take for granted. Because honestly, between me and my wife, now the same work. Now the family work, we just do the work, they go. We're not even calculating anything.
People are working for the family.
So, but I like her to add to that.
Yes, so to add to that, it's so we love to serve each other. It's like a silent. Okay, I'm trying to give and outdo, and which it's not because I want to show him that this is what we do now small, but because I just feel so. It's a mutual feeling where I'm feeling, this guy, they try, and then he's also feeling, hey, this girl, she did try, But so actually, competition.
So it's more of compliment.
Exactly, it's more of the compliment, and honestly, it's something we both do joyfully. It's something we love to do. He knows it that anytime he's having an event, you'll not see me sitting in the front of the class. I'm either behind or I'm outside with the team because I feel that I'm more
social.
Yeah, no, not even social. I feel no, he's not social. I feel that I'm more like that's where I'm needed more.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he knows I support his work, but then again, things that I know that maybe will put him on edge, see, like this light matter kind of thing, to say don't marry now, dear wifey, I have to chuck it in.
You did not even say the most important to say I don't marry now. Look at the kind of cup that God was giving us to eat and drink water. My wife will now be saying, please, there is coffee here.
She don't arrange things.
She don't serve us jollof rice.
Oh my goodness.
Please keep searching until then.
So for me, that's just how it works. And I think one thing I like about it is the fact that the children see it.
Yeah.
We're very big on when these children grow up. What's the memory? Now, us talking for this table, see the one by us with beating when they grow up.
Yeah.
What's the memory? Not that we don't discipline them, but then again, what's the childhood memory you're carrying? We've heard them tell us, when it comes to we don't even go there like, So sometimes when the children when I just want to be naughty, I'll just start shouting. You'll be looking at me. Nice. They'll say, you know that if daddy comes down now, you now start saying, what did you people do to my wife? What did you people do to my wife? You not even ask why you're shouting. But now say, Mama, sorry. So for us, we want to create that home where they know, they see love in action. They please, let's at least set a standard. It might not be the standard, but a standard where they don't just settle for anything because the first person to tell me I love you. Yeah. You just follow.
If we show you our calendar every year, once the kids go to school, the schools share calendar, we'll sit down, put all the calendar, all the dates of the schools in the calendar. My dates in her calendar, her dates in the calendar. So there is no clash. The year is planned so that we are there for everyone. We're there for each other and there for the kids. We are very intentional about that. So most times when I decline invitations, for example, just know for a fact, is either clashing with her date or my date or the kids' date.
Wow.
It's like till today, it's like that. We do it religiously. So that's how much we're very interested in serving. So we're not just serving each other as spouses, we're serving our children. The children know for a fact their parents are coming. If they don't see us in school on a school calendar, there is a reason we didn't come. And they know they've been pre-informed.
Either someone will go in our stead or we've told them.
Yes.
This date, something came up that we can't make it.
That's the way we operate.
Wow.
Finally, and this is for you. I'm sure you've asked your last question.
No, just still ask.
So I mean, don't worry, you're going to do this again. I know you have a lot of questions.
Just one more question.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, this will be the last. So that we don't end up producing what we will not like. And please, if you've watched to this point, I'd like to please ask for your forgiveness. Today, we have had power issues. So, but we're managing.
We're pushing
We're pushing it. And thank you to both of them. They have endured with us to this point. But we're going to bring them back. But just before you go, I want to ask you a question about Housewives.
Okay.
Do you think it makes sense for a man to marry a woman and then tell the woman, sit at home, don't do anything, I'm going to provide for the family?
Yeah.
Don't work, I have money, just sit at home and chop money and take care of the children. Does it make sense to you?
What am I making the money for? Chop the money. So for me, it will make sense if from the get-go, the woman wants to be a housewife. There are women that's what they want to do. Marry a rich man, sit at home and take care of the children and the home. There are women like that. Where I have an issue with it is when you will see a career woman pursuing her career, having dreams and plans for her growth. You will deceive her because as far as I'm concerned, it's deceit. Then when you marry, you now tell her, my father, that's where we'll have problem. Because I'm wondering, there are people that don't mind being housewife. Go and look for people that don't mind being housewife. But you cannot marry someone that has always wanted to be the president of Nigeria, and then she comes into the home and then you're telling her, a woman is meant to nurture she's still going to do that nurture, but she'll never be fulfilled because that is not where her dream is. Me, the only reason why I cannot be a housewife is that boredom will finish me. That's the only reason I cannot be a housewife. Boredom, what am I doing in the house? What? Which children? I took care of the children while I was still working. So I'm imagining spending the whole time at home. But there's nothing wrong with being a housewife. Some people will tell you that the work I'm doing is so that I'll have a comfortable life. If I have a man, she will even say, okay, at my level, I'm supposed to be earning 500K a month. And the man says, no problem. I'll give you 750. Just sit at home. She said, I've arrived. This house, we die
me
here.
and you.
We die here. I am sitting in this house, and they're okay with it. So there's nothing wrong with it. It's only when you're now trying to cage someone that has never wanted it. It doesn't appeal to her. Some people don't go out to work for the money. Some people go out to work for their lives to have meaning, for it to look like I'm also contributing. I'm also doing something.
Yeah.
So because you say, how much is your salary? I can pay you 5 times your salary. Okay, it's not about 5 times my salary. Bring it, Sha. But I'll still not stop working. Bring that 5 times my salary. I'll still not stop working.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the show today. It's been a wonderful interaction with these two very organized, loving husband and wife. Hopefully, if you're watching this and you're still single as I am, let us tap from their grace. I tap for me and you. I remain your host, and my beautiful hostess is here. I'm trying to take the shine away from her. Thank you if you've watched to this point. See you next time.